Last one, Sammy Womack was the story of the Packer game. He had 2 picks. Vish, I saw this guy in minicamp, and he's on the field for the first time ever with NFL athletes. And if you didn't know any better, he was bouncing around like he owned the place, like he was the Pro Bowl player. And when I saw that, I was like, wow. Yeah. This kid went from Toledo. He's a walk-on. Then he goes all conference. He goes to the Niners in the 5th round. He's walking around the field like he is like the best player on the field. He showed up in camp and has bounced around that same confidence and then picked off 2. How confident are you that Womack could take over for K1 in the nickel and be that young, awesome nickel corner that the Niners have been searching for years?
It's hard to say, right? It's hard to say. He played 1 preseason game. It was the best preseason game we've seen from a 49ers rookie since the infamous Jalen Hurd game versus Dallas. But, yeah, bad jokes aside and bad memories aside, Womack, I think the thing is, right, you talk about the confidence, the knowing he belongs. I think all of that is great because intangibly they seem to be very confident to put that upon him. I think athletically he's actually a better athlete. He's more gifted than K1. He's bigger than K1. He's longer than K1. He's more explosive than K1. I think what made K1 special is he was exceptionally instinctive. The way he diagnosed run versus pass and triggered was unbelievable. And then K1 put it through his body around like he was a 6'5" guy. For a 5'8", 180-pound linebacker or nickelback, he hit like a linebacker. He would take on pulling guards. He would crack down on fullbacks. He had an incredible ability to, be instinctive and trigger and fill his hole with his gap within the fit constantly and make plays in the backfield as a run defender. I think Womack is showing the ability to do it. I don't think they would have cut Denard unless they weren't sure about him in the run game and the pass game. I think they should be excited. I think there's no reason not to be excited with Womack. But to go as far as you're saying, K'Waun Williams was one of the best nickels in the NFL. Even last year, I know he had a couple of tough routes in the playoffs. Defending Amari Cooper in the slot fade is going to be a tough cover for him no matter what. Cooper Kupp in the slot is going to be a handful for him no matter what. But if you're talking about just generally how well he played last year, he was still arguably the best nickelback in the NFL against the run, which is really important because you're playing nickel defense 60% of the time. You have so many 11 personnel offenses in the NFL. So many teams that willingly run the ball out of 11 personnel, like the Rams. How many teams run the Sean McVay offense? All those teams run the ball out of 11 personnel, which means your nickel has to be phenomenal in the run game. And so K'Waun Williams was that. And I think if he can do that, oh my God, the sky's the limit. Because in terms of his pass defense, I don't want to get into, he had 2 picks or he did this. Just watching the guy physically, he's more explosive than K'Waun Williams, who was, a 4.55, 4.6 guy, and he ran like that. Sam Womack runs like a 4.45 type guy. He doesn't run like a guy who could play on the outside, but he runs and moves better than your most normal nickels. And then he's much longer. I saw the arm length was 32 inches. It's obvious. You can see it. His arms just hang on the side of his body. They're so long.
Yeah. No, your analysis is always great, but on that one particular, you're so right on.